Hello, my name is Jade, and welcome to Connected Podcast by Chrd Magazine. Today we have Vigilante here in the building with us today. So let's jump into these juicy hot topics. So, what is your purpose?
Mine,
Yes.
I feel like that my purpose has continued to be repurposed. Just even with me giving myself the name Vigilante, which means a leader of a self-appointed group who takes matters into his own hands because he finds regular enforcement to be inadequate. So I always felt like that I was different. I know that sounds cliche because everybody feel like they different.
That's what I was just about to say.
And
So
technically they
explain.
are.
Yeah.
But I think that with my 15 years that I've put in the industry, that I've kind of shown with the work that people can see how different I am. And then my purpose at first was just to create income, to have some type of impact, to do something that staples me in the industry. And then my purpose after that became to take everything that I garnished within the industry to pour back into the people. So the more blessings I get, the more of a humanitarian I became. So I want that to just be what I continue to do for the rest of my life. And then when I start having children, teach them that same way.
Okay. So, what do you enjoy most about music production?
It's a lot of different things. The thing I like the most about just the music industry as a whole is like the creativity, the freedom and the creativity. I think that the record labels, the A&Rs, they suck. They're doing a terrible job. They've picked
Why do you think that?
They've picked a lot of the worst artists in the world to showcase in front of us. I remember when they were talking about, what was it, 50 years of hip hop that we just celebrated? At the time that we were celebrating 50 years of hip hop, the number one song in the world was a girl talking about how her booty hole is brown. So you're going to have to excuse me if I don't want to be a part of our celebration. We have so much great music that's come out of it, but we've let so much bullshit slip through the cracks that
Okay.
I don't want to celebrate with people who just champion anything.
Okay, but hear me out.
Talk to me.
You point out that you have your opinion is very valid, but you got to remember it was Foxy Brown, all these other women that was speaking about everything, and they didn't open these doors for them type of women. If the music wasn't so acceptable, nobody would never accepted it. They accepted it beginning with her,
Right.
and other people in that genre.
Right.
So I feel like everybody can't make people feel small about how they want to do their career. You know what I mean?
You know what I liked about Foxy and them is that they did a facet of that, but they could rap though.
Okay, and you got to give credit to everybody that put themselves out there because
I don't.
why?
I don't give a damn. I was born in Michigan, so the thing that was the culture shock to me about Atlanta is that Atlanta don't care about talent. Atlanta cares about buzz.
I don't agree with that. I feel like it's a lot of talent in Atlanta.
But that's the thing, though. Everybody's talented here in their own way.
Yes.
This is the only place in the world where you can have a song that goes, "Lift up goes down this beginning," and it hits the radio. Nowhere else in the world would they ever accept anything like that. This is the only place in the world. This is the only place in the world where Gucci Mane is considered a rapper. Everywhere
That's
else,
not true. All these people listen to me.
I'm telling you, this is all facts. What I'm saying.
It's not true though, because I can go back home up north,
Where's home?
and they're playing up north,
Where?
and they be playing Rich Homie Quan, Gucci Mane,
Okay.
Jeezy,
You're
all of
you're
that.
making a great point, and what you're saying is exactly the reason why New York lost hip hop was because when the Migos came out and they started playing their music everywhere, they phased out the DJ and they phased out the Breakfast Club, Sway, and Ebro, and that's why New York artists are so pissed off, and that's why people were so happy when A Boogie and Pop Smoke got a buzz because they were like, finally, we're back. It was never supposed to be like that. Everywhere that you go, it's supposed to be regional music. If I go to Idaho, I'm supposed to be listening to Idaho's best artists. The Migos are not supposed to be playing over here. Not that it's a beef,
I don't.
but your artists are supposed to be showcased locally so they can blow up regionally, so they can blow up globally. But Atlanta culture is so prevalent now that it's taken over the world. Even when you travel
I
outside of the
mean,
country.
that's what it's supposed to. I feel like people come here to get themselves out there. This is what Atlanta is known for. Even though I'm not from here, this is what it's known
Atlanta
for.
caught the
And
wave.
so, like I said, you never know. You could walk out and meet somebody that they can change your life.
Right.
That's why people move here, and I feel as if people come here and make their music. Once they make their music, they get themselves out there,
Right.
and they blow up.
Right.
And then everybody mess with their music. I feel like Atlanta and other cities should be able to play everybody around. Like,
Right. I agree. I just
internationally,
think
that's how I
it should be
feel.
more prevalent with the people that's local. You shouldn't go to Michigan. When you go to Michigan, you should expect to hear Eminem and Big Sean.
I
and the
don't
Royce da
agree
Five
with
Nine.
that.
I mean, you don't have to. It don't matter.
I don't.
But what is supposed to be happening, and that's the reason why all those artists are so pissed. And I love living in Atlanta. People ask me all the time if I would leave, and I go, if I did leave, I would still have to have property here because we have the most beautiful women here. We have great food here. I bought my dream car here. I'm about to buy my dream house here. I'm living the life, and I'm 29, that every man in the world wants to live. But I'm also honest about the bullshit that is accepted here. Like the traffic on the highway, that's some bullshit. Our government officials, that's some bullshit. It's just a bunch of shit here that's just like, it needs to be fixed.
Okay, and that's true. But the way you just said about the girl,
About her booty hole being
yes,
brown.
like that's her music.
Yeah.
That's what's making her
Listen,
money.
you can support her. I don't have to.
You don't got to.
You know Sexy Red real name?
No, I don't need to. I just like her
There we go.
music.
Enough said.
What you mean? I don't have to know somebody's name. I'm not in nobody's business. I mind my business. Just because I'm a fan of her music, that don't mean I need to know her real name and know her personally.
But this is what I will say though, because somebody asked me would I ever have like a conversation with like a Glorilla or a
Who asked
Sexy
you
Red or
that?
something. And I told them I don't want to have a conversation with Glorilla. I want to have a conversation with Gloria Hallelujah. That's her real name. And whatever Sexy Red's real name is, I want to have a conversation with her.
But you just pointing out I didn't know her name. Now you don't know her name.
Her name is not important to me. I'm just
Okay,
saying if that I'm not a fan. I'm also not a fan or a supporter of what she does.
Let's go to the next
All
question.
right, we go to the next one.
So how do you balance your acting and music production careers?
They kind of go simultaneously. I was one of the fortunate people that was I caught that wave of when being a background extra was cool to do. Mm-hmm. So I transformed that into me becoming a lead actor. And then when I became a lead actor on TV, that's when it became cool. Just kind of like how Atlanta oversaturated the music market. Now they're oversaturating the independent film market. Everybody is a director. Everybody is a producer. Everybody got a film that's coming out. And when I first started, that wasn't a thing. Mm-hmm. But now that they got Tubi and other like ground level,
I don't like how you trying to like.
You don't like my honesty?
No, you could be honest. I'm very blunt as well, but I don't like how you make points about getting like other people. It's easier now, is what you saying. Like you don't want it to be easy.
No,
you
it's
want
not.
people.
It's not that it's easier. It's that they kind of diluted it. See, you know what I like about this studio is that you guys have great equipment and great mics and a great circle of team.
Of course.
What I wouldn't like is if I walked into a studio where it was not that and it was the opposite of that, and then that person was still like, but fuck with me though, fuck with me. No, I don't got to. I don't got to fuck with you because you don't even fuck with yourself. Because if you did, you would have better shit.
Yeah.
So we need our me's, our Dame Dashes, our Andrew Tates, our people that hold people to a certain caliber so that we can all grow. This is the type of male leadership that's needed in the world for us to move to the next level.
I don't agree with that because
You ain't gotta agree with it. That's the beautiful part is that you don't even have your opinion about that doesn't move the needle.
it don't got to.
I have to continue to be who I am so that the rest of the world can benefit from it.
What is they benefit from? You sitting here saying as if they trying to put themselves out there, they're doing it all. It's too many this, and that.
Yeah,
no,
it's too
God
many
put
of it.
everybody on here to do whatever they want to do.
Right, but there's also better pathways. With both of us coming from the north, we understand snow.
Yeah.
When you walk in the snow, there's footprints that are already put in the snow that let you know exactly where you can follow. And if those people push you out of those footprints, then you can create your own. But it's unnecessary when you see footprints right in front of you and you go, I'm gonna just do my own thing. And then when you slip in the snow, then that's when people start making excuses like, oh, well, nobody helped me. Nigga, nobody told you to get out of the footprints. So now you're complaining about nothing.
The way you think. What have been your biggest influence as a music producer?
My biggest influences? Probably like, I grew up in a church. So I had an uncle who was very, like, my favorite producer is Ryan Leslie. And my uncle was so similar to him. He could play by ear, and he was a pastor, but he appreciated all types of music. So he would like remix 50 Cent stuff and remix stuff that normally you wouldn't see a pastor remixing, but he'll put a church vibe to it. So I learned early how to work a choir, which is another reason why I love Kanye West's production, because it's a lot of instruments that go into it. When you listen to a beat like All of the Lights or him sampling Through the Wire. And then I graduated from engineering college. So now you got the creative side with the technical side meeting right in the middle. So Timberland, when he did his verses on Swiss Beats, I didn't even know he made those beats that he did. And then what's another one? Scott Storch. It's so many dope producers. Zaytoven, Mike Will made it. Like, these dudes is hard. I love what they do. A beat starts up here. It's so hard sometimes to transfer an idea from here to here, and then it sound exactly the same, and then it to relate to the people. It's steps. So I appreciate it when it lands. A beat like Swag Surfing changed the trajectory of Atlanta music. So that's. Are you gonna acknowledge I said something good about Atlanta music or nah?
I'll give you that, but
Right.
I still stand on what I
See, I had
say.
to pull it out of her.
No, I still stand on what I say because you seem like you're alpha and you done met your match today.
No, I'm a Sigma male. It says it right here. It says it right here too.
You still met your match
I
today.
didn't meet anything.
It says, what is... You did.
I can never meet anything.
You, see, that's the problem.
I already won. This is a victory lap.
What you win? And you know what? Let's finish.
Yeah, let's do it.
What inspired you to transition from music production to acting?
The opportunity to merge into just bigger opportunity. I was on the set of Barbershop 3, and I remember when I met Cube and I met Eve, Common, Said, Dion, Cole, and I remember just chopping it down with them. This is one thing I do love about living in Atlanta is that you could be anywhere. You could be at the Lenox Mall, and a Hawks player can walk in, and they'll just talk to you like you just them. As long as you cool and you're not fanning out. So when I got to chop it down with them, I was getting paid like $200 a day. And I asked myself, these are multimillionaires. How much money do they have to be getting paid for them to take out the time away from their family to come here to film this movie? And I just started scaling up. And I said, I got to take this more serious. So I started getting headshots, started getting demo reel footage, started putting it all together. And then I noticed that the acting world, they wanted me there. Like, it wasn't like I was trying to kick down the door. Every opportunity I would submit, get it, submit, get it, submit, get it. Phone start ringing, phone start ringing, phone start ringing. And I'm like, wait a minute. With music, I felt like I was kicking down every door. With acting, I'm literally just walking on water. So then I started to take my music and put it into the movies that I was in. And then when I did my song with Dondria during the pandemic, Deontay Bolden, the CEO of the Bolden Awards, we were filming a show for Netflix called The Price of Fame. And I was one of the characters on there. His mom heard my song Fly Away with Dondria. Shout out to the queen. And that became her favorite song. And then he created the Bolden Awards surrounded around that single. And it was the fact that I had did acting that made me get on a platform that was big enough for me to showcase the single to the world, that then got to his mom, that then got to his show, and then that got me my first award out of the 5 that I had.
So the movie and acting industry can be competitive.
Yeah.
How do you stay motivated and focus on your goals?
I thank God just the fact that he was able to help me maneuver through this whole thing. I thank God. I've seen a lot of cutthroat things. I've seen people lose roles on set. I've seen people depend on the money to be like, to pay their bills, and then they don't get it, and then they just in a messed up situation. I thank God. I was born in Flint, and then for me to come down here and for me to have such a smooth journey, everything hasn't been perfect, but for me to have a smooth journey, it's all him. I gotta thank him.
So, what advice would you give to aspired actors who are just now starting out?
If you just now starting out, I would say to keep everything professional. Go get you some professional headshots. Every look, your hair up, your hair down, glasses on, glasses off, rapper look, nerd look, just everything. Do everything. And I would tell you to, because I don't want to sound like how I sound. Well, I don't care about sounding how I sounded earlier, but when it comes to these independent films, to understand that the budget is not the same as when you film with a major film. So there's going to be a lot of long days on set, and you have to understand what your brand is and what you want to shoot when it comes to doing a reality show, a television show, a movie. Understand there's a difference between those. When you have agents, percentages that you have to pay them, it's a lot of business that goes on behind the scenes. But all in all, have fun. Enjoy the fact that you have social media that can help you navigate through this thing and create your own brand while having your brand created in the industry as well too. And know that it's two different things, but they float simultaneously.
So, how was experiencing of winning 2 awards in 1 week at 2 different award shows?
Okay, so that's actually coming up. So on the 21st, I'm going to be winning my 4th award at the Atlanta Black Film Makers. So I want to give a shout out to Racine. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. This is my first acting award. The first one from the Bowling Awards, that was a music award. I won the Majestic Artist of the Year. And then for this one, it's just an honoree award. It's an acting honoree award. So I appreciate her so much for that. And then shout out to Monet. Monet is on the 24th. So a couple days later, she has the gala for alopecia, lupus, and cancer survivors and victims. So currently, I am putting together a package for them. And I used to donate plasma and then donate the proceeds to cancer patients. And every time I would come in office, they would always tell me, man, the money that you're giving to us, even though it's not like huge amounts, it means a lot. It's keeping people lights on. It's helping people get cab rides back and forth. And both my parents are in the medical field. So the stories that they got, oh man, it tugs on your heartstrings. And so my contribution over the years has led her to then give me Public Figure of the Year at her award show, which means a lot because her awards are mostly scientific based, like the doctor that does this, the nurse that does that. So for me not to be in the medical field and then for me to be a part of the award show and being awarded, it means a lot. So thank you, Monet.
So, can you share any upcoming projects or collaborations that you're excited about?
African ancestry. That's about to be my fifth or sixth genealogy test that I'm doing. And that's the one I'm most excited about because that's the one that's the most pinpointed. I'm glad I did 23andMe first because it showed me the tribe. All the other ones that I did just showed me the region that I'm from. So since it showed me the tribe out the gate, I was able to start purchasing the garment that went along with my spiritual practices that I wanted to start to embark on. And with African ancestry, with that collaboration, they're about to show me the tribe within the tribe, the timeline of which who was there, my uncle, my aunt, my grandma, they about to get real specific. So I'm happy about that because I know that once I drop it, not only are my people back home and Igbo Nigeria gonna be proud, but the people who are here that are like, well, I don't want to give my DNA to the government, or I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that. Everything I do, I make it cool. So, but when this comes out, that's gonna become the cool thing to do. Is to figure out where you're
Okay,
from.
so let me ask you this because I'm spiritual.
Okay.
Why do you trust giving anything to see exactly what you just explained?
I guess I look at it like this. Years ago, our people were wherever they were, chilling, minding their business. Another group of people came on a boat and then came and took those people from where they were and then brought them over here. We've already experienced the worst things in life that could possibly happen to us. So from this point, I would like to remain optimistic about everything that we can do in the future. And then not only that, but this is also giving us a bridge back to the same place that they used to. Well, you from Haiti, so when they say go back to Africa, they really don't apply it to you. But for the Africans, when they say go back to Africa, for the ones who don't even have an identity in Africa, it's hurtful, because it's like, okay, if I go back to Africa, they're not even going to look at me as African because I was raised here. But I'm not even looked at as an American because I'm an African that is in America. So now this is extremely, it's a chakra that's opened that allows you to
Which
have
chakra?
I don't know which one specifically.